It's the Michael Patrick Leahy Show, broadcasting live from downtown Nashville. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are indeed broadcasting live from our studios in downtown Nashville. It is Friday, December 20th, 2024, Christmas week ahead of us. I've always loved Christmas. How about you? It's time for the Morning Rundown, brought to you by the Glock Store, glockstore.com, located just a couple miles from the airport here in Nashville, Tennessee. The place to go anywhere on the internet if you want to get all the latest and greatest Glock accessories, glockstore.com. All right, here we go. Here's a morning rundown for Friday, December 20th, 2024. Number one, continuing resolution drama in Washington, D.C. So if you're following the bouncing ball, option A, 1,500 pages of pork, was defeated after Elon Musk and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance said, no. Then they came up with option B. That was 100 pages. Apparently, I haven't read it, but according to 38 members of the House of Representatives, Republicans, it spends more money than option A. And that was defeated last night. 237 to 175, something like that. But now, and we'll hear from Speaker Johnson right after this segment, there's going to be another vote that will take us forward, a real clean CR that will take us forward to a couple weeks until the new Congress convenes. We'll see. Color me skeptical on that one. Okay, number two. Donald Trump is in Phoenix, Arizona today for a Turning Point USA AmFest celebration. Speeches from Stephen K. Bannon and Tucker Carlson, Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump Jr., all and lots of excitement out there. So that's going on today. Drama. Number three. More details on Fani Willis getting kicked off the case that she started. Got a little clip from Megyn Kelly. It's kind of good. Number four, the Wall Street Journal is reporting the White House aides hid Biden's mental decline for years. We put that in the category of Captain Obvious speaks. Number five, Biden and Harris rushed to the White House last night. You know, the sirens going and the car caravans heading off. Biden was supposed to be in Delaware, but he came back to D.C. And what Kamala was going to go to California, came back to D.C. There's all this speculation. Why? Number six, 30 more days. Oh, my goodness. Can we wait that long? I don't know if I can. But, it's a 1 month from today. Today's December 20th of December 2024. On January 20th, 2025, at noon, Donald J. Trump will be sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. Cannot wait. Well, there you go. There is the morning rundown for Friday, December 20th, 2024. As you know, the morning rundown is brought to you by our good friends at the Glock Store. I just heard from my good friend there, the CEO, Lenny McGill. By the way, ever tell you, he got to start as a singing waiter. I'll tell you the rest of that story more. If you listen often, you've heard the story, but it's a great story. But Lenny said their Black Friday deal days were a huge success at glockstore.com, including an uptick in sales from cities that get the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Thank you, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Virginia. Thank you, West Virginia. Thank you, Tennessee. Thank you, Georgia. And, of course, all across the country. And for the Glock guys and gals who haven't had the opportunity to visit glockstore.com, you really should. Here's why. Not only do they always have every Glock in stock, they only stock the very best parts and accessories, including hard-to-find Glock factory parts like the Glock Performance Trigger. And they know they're the best because they personally test each and every one of these parts. And if Lenny McGill doesn't like it, it doesn't get on glockstore.com, period. And if he really likes a product, he features them on, wait for it, his incredible YouTube channel. Now, if you've not seen this YouTube channel, you got to go to it. especially if you're interested, even if you've never shot a gun and you want to learn how to, this is the place to go. Over 500,000 subscribers, nearly 1,000, count them, 1,000 videos, and they're all very popular. If you aren't a fan yet, go to youtube.com/@GlockStore, and you soon will be. That's youtube.com/@GlockStore. That's the @ And look, this is really great. I'm proud that Lenny McGill is a friend and supporter of the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Visit GlockStore.com today. You'll be glad you did, and I'll be glad you visited as well, because they are a great sponsor, and they keep the Michael Patrick Leahy Show on air. Okay, so there you go. That's the morning rundown. Now, this is all kind of funny. I want to start off with this morning, literally just about half an hour ago, Mike Johnson, Speaker Johnson, who's had 2 debacles in a row, was stepping out of a meeting saying, we've got to try it again. Here we go. Clip 23, Mike Johnson.
So you got a vote today? Yeah, we're expecting votes this morning, so you'll stay tuned. We got a plan.
You've reached a new agreement?
We'll see.
Okay.
Sir?
We'll see. Color me skeptical if this will pass. Now, let me tell you something that is beyond crazy. Typically, in off-year elections, midterms, the party of the president loses seats because there's, dying, buyer's remorse, etc. I'm going to tell you right now, in this midterm election coming up in 2026, we're going to gain seats. The Republicans are going to gain seats. Why? Because the Democrats are insane. You don't think they are? Let me present to you some evidence that they are insane. We're going to play clip 10. Now, let me set it up. There is a very mean, nasty, crazy congresswoman. I think she's from Rochester, New York. She's got purple hair, and she's like 125 years old, something like that. Her name is Rosa DeLauro, and I think she's like the Democrat ranking member in charge of tax and budget issues. She is utterly insane. And look, if don't believe my words, we'll bring it to you right now for your eyes and ears. Here is clip 10, the insane purple-haired Rosa DeLauro.
Read on a bill. And you know what? They got scared because President Musk told them, President Musk said, don't do it. Don't do it. Shut the government down. Imagine. What does he know about what people go through?
Well, hold on. Hold on. This, I just can't pass this up. And for those of you watching this on YouTube, this is like this little 90-year-old, purple-haired, leftist nutcase, kind of, screaming at the moon, saying, what does Elon Musk know? I mean, he's the modern-day Ben Franklin, Thomas Edison. He's a guy that's, builds the best rockets in the world. What does he know? More than you, Rosa. Here, let's continue with Rosa here. Oh, is she here? Or
shuts down. Are his employees furloughed? Hell no. Is he furloughed? No.
Okay. So why isn't he shut down? Because he builds great products that people like. Tesla cars that are go from 0 to 100 in a nanosecond. Unbelievable. We have more Democrat craziness. Elizabeth Warren's up next. Oh my goodness. Hang on to your seats. Back after this, I'm Michael Patrick Leahy.
Hey there, this is Lenny McGill, founder and CEO of The Glock Store. As a proud sponsor of this show, you may have heard Michael Patrick Leahy mention us a few times over the past 4 years. But today, it's me on the radio telling you how pleased we are to be associated with Michael Patrick Leahy and his dedication to the highest levels of professional journalism. Michael Patrick Leahy has been threatened with jail time in bringing the true facts about that Nashville Covenant shooting to his listening audience. Michael Patrick Leahy, you keep doing what you're doing, and we here at the Glock Store will keep sponsoring your show for the good of Nashville and the entire country. And I'm personally inviting all of your listeners to come visit and shoot at the Glock Store. It's where Michael Patrick Leahy learned to shoot a gun for the first time and where he bought his own personal Glock 19. I'm Lenny McGill, founder and CEO of the Glock Store here in Nashville, just minutes from the airports, worth the drive from anywhere, and a proud sponsor of Michael Patrick Leahy and the Tennessee Star Report.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
And welcome back. You can call us right now if you'd like. 615-649-8477. 615-649-8477. And of course, you can watch us on YouTube. Just go into YouTube, type in Michael Patrick Leahy. There we are. In the new year, you will be able to see us as a continuation of the John Fredericks radio show on all these various media platforms. We're talking YouTube. We're talking Rumble. We're talking, what's the other? Roku, X Spaces. It's all exhausting to go through the list, but you can reach us there. And of course, you can listen to us online. Just download the John Fredericks radio show app, or you can go to newstalk760.com if you're here in Tennessee and just download the app for our Tennessee programming. We're on, how many stations? We're on right now 22, I think, and we're adding 9 in January in West Virginia. Kind of fun to see this level of growth. Where will we go next with terrestrial radio? We're in Tennessee and Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia, Georgia. And if you're listening online and you want us to come to your state, just let us know. 615-649-8477. I want to see if somebody wants to challenge me, because I think this little budget deal that's out there, the continuing resolution, is showing to the public just how insane the Democrats are. And my theory is, or my Nostradamus-like prediction, is that in the 2026 midterm elections, Republicans will add seats in both the House and the Senate. We're 220, 215 in the House if everybody shows up, and 253, 47 in the Senate. We're gonna improve that in 26 because why? Because people are sick and tired of the craziness, and the regime media, of course, is crazy. But all the Democrats, they're relics of the past. We have a Pocahontas relic here we want to talk about. The senator from Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren, who has zero zip nada Native American ancestry. Elizabeth Warren was talking about, Elon Musk is running the show now. Really? Here we go. Clip 14.
Hakeem Jeffries is the Democratic leader in the House. He said earlier that not only was he a no on this new deal that failed tonight, he was a hell no. Yeah. Are you a hell no? What's your view of this?
Look, Leader Jeffries is exactly right on this, and I find it just laughable that the Republicans are saying, well, actually, the Republicans couldn't come together and cut a deal, but the Democrats should have gotten out there and saved their sorry butts and actually pushed through a deal. That's just nuts. The Republicans can't come together because they can't stick to the deal they originally negotiated. And this is on them. And it really is the reminder who now runs the Republican Party. And it's Musk. He's the one who started tweeting at 4:30 this morning about what a bad deal this was and how terrible it was. And Donald Trump trails along much, much later and says, yeah, terrible deal. And then Donald Trump is the one who says, maybe we should get rid of the debt ceiling altogether. But is that what the Republicans propose? No. What the Republicans say is, let's just do a little period of time of getting rid of it, long enough to be able to grease the skids, to be able to pass a big, big tax giveaway to billionaires.
Okay. Wah, wah, wah. I mean, at what point do your eyes glaze over when you listen to that shrill wah, wah, wah of Elizabeth Warren? I think probably 10 seconds in, people say, I've heard that kind of junk before. It's just not moving anything. The smaller male version of Elizabeth Warren is Jamie Raskin, the son of the leftist commie guy, who basically is a leftist commie guy himself, represents the People's Republic of Maryland, that in Washington, D.C. He was whining too. Here we go. Clip 15, whiny little Jamie Raskin.
Where are you on this negotiation? We had many weeks of negotiation with the Republicans. We arrived at a bipartisan legislative compromise. The Senate Democrats, the Senate Republicans, the House Democrats, the House Republicans, everybody agreed. And then it was blown up by Elon Musk, who apparently has become the fourth branch of government. And that's just an intolerable way of proceeding under representative democracy. So the Democrats are going to try to figure out how we can salvage the public good out of the wreckage that has just been foisted upon us.
But do you think that there's a scenario where you might regret rejecting a clean debt ceiling increase? I mean, that's what they've added to this.
We're going to discuss this in our caucus, and we'll figure out what to do. It's just horrific that they have thrust us into this kind of chaos already. And they have.
Okay, it's horrific. Elon Musk is running the show. No. You got 15 pages, 100 of, pure pork in that first bill, in Option A, which included a $70,000, according to the sources I've seen, $70,000 raise annually for members of Congress, asterisk. I saw another source that said it was $40,000, but I think it's a $70,000 raise from $170,000 to $240,000. Now, there is an obscure constitutional amendment out there. I think we've seen this story. It got passed, the most recent one. When they introduced the Bill of Rights back in 1789, they had an amendment that said a Congress cannot vote itself a raise. This Congress can vote the next Congress a raise. That constitutional amendment languished for years and years and years, was never passed until in the late 1970s, early 1980s, a graduate student in Texas saw it and said, hey, you need, I think you need, 3/4 of the state to pass it to become a constitutional amendment. He started a letter writing campaign because I think there were at, like half of the states that passed it. He started a letter writing campaign and he got to 3/4 of the state. It became a constitutional amendment. How about that? A little obscure piece of trivia, but democracy does work. We've had that fellow on our program and talked about that. So this is the end of this Congress. So this would be a raise for the next Congress. I don't think they're doing a good job. I don't think they should do a raise whatsoever. Now, we have another whiny Democrat. His name is Jerry Nadler. And Jerry, talk about pork. You just look at the guy. The guy is a walking poster of pork, right? He's from New York City. He's a leftist. He was complaining about the way the Republicans are handling this continuing resolution. Here we go. Jerry, I need to go on a diet, Nadler.
For the Republicans, for President Musk to come in at the last moment and blow up the deal is just intolerable. I mean, you have to negotiate, and you have to be able to enforce what you negotiated. And what was negotiated is a very good deal for the American people.
Okay, so I just can't bear it. I just can't bear it. The terrible deal for the American people. Increase the debt dramatically, all this pork that included, by the way, not only a raise for members of Congress, I'm talking option A, but also included like hundreds of millions of dollars to help the Washington Commanders NFL football team, formerly the Washington Redskins, to subsidize the building of an NFL stadium in Washington, D.C. What is that doing? Why would our taxpayers in Tennessee paying to have a billionaires team that employs multimillionaires? Why is our tax money going to subsidize them? It's just crazy. And when you hear all this stuff, they have these talking points that go out. Talking points for today. The talking points for today, Democrats, is President Elon Musk. So there they are. They get the memo. They go out and talk. Do Americans out there, do they think we're stupid? They apparently do. And for a while, because the regime media ran everything, maybe they were able to put these things past everybody. But guess what? Not now. When we come back, I am so delighted. We're going to have on our Zoom newsmaker line the great Neil W. McCabe, the best political reporter in the country, with his analysis of the ongoing misadventures in Washington, D.C. Back after this, I'm Michael Patrick Leahy.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
Welcome back. We are joined on our Zoom Newsmaker line right now by the very best political reporter in the entire United States of America, the great Neil W. McCabe. Neil, welcome.
Oh, hello, Michael. What a surprise. So good to see you.
Hello, little coffee here.
Oh.
You're looking sharp there, McCabe.
Listen, you know what they say in Boston, Mike?
What?
They say, you look good enough to bury.
Neil, this is a breaking tweet from our buddy Elon Musk.
A friend to us all.
Yeah, a friend to us all. And he shares a clip of the purple-haired Rosa DeLauro. Did you see that?
She's from the Nutmeg State, Michael.
Yeah. Oh, is she from Connecticut? Okay. I thought she was from New York, but anyways, the purple-haired, and she looks like the Wicked Witch of the West. And she sounds even worse. But Musk put this out. It's hilarious. So it's got the video of her yesterday, just, going nuts.
Ranting. Just ranting like a yenta.
And he said, when they said, quote, DC swamp creatures, end quote, I thought it was just a metaphor. Smiley face. It's hilarious. Okay, Neil, you've seen all these, how many years have we had these threats of budget shutdowns combined with last-minute histrionics? What's new this time around?
What's new this time around is that Trump is smart, and Trump is allowing other people to take center stage. He's not hogging the spotlight for himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's, we all study and are aware of, delegation in business and our professional lives. And he is allowing, I don't want to say surrogates, but he's allowing other people to take the stage and make his fight for him and sort of catch arrows and sling some arrows. This is something, he never had a personality like Elon Musk in, the first term. And even his cabinet people refused to step up. And he's got a guy who's the richest man in the world. He's walking around Capitol Hill. And he met with all these people. And all these people said, Elon, you're the best. I want to be a part of Doge. I think Doge is fantastic. I'm a Doge maniac, Elon. And then Elon wakes up one morning and sees that they dropped a 1,500-page continuing resolution. And so this is the same thing as free trade, Mike, right? There is free trade between Tennessee and Georgia. Not everybody's happy about it, but it's free trade, right? No rules, no nothing. And so a free trade agreement should be one page, right? If a free trade agreement is 100 pages or 1,000 pages, right? It's not free trade. Same thing with a continuing resolution. Continuing resolution says everything we were doing at 11:59 will continue at 12:01. We just continue. It's a resolution that we continue. You don't need 1,500 pages to say everything we were doing before was going to be exactly the same. And so, yeah, you're right to ping on this. And this woman, Delora, what's her first name?
Rosa.
From Connecticut.
Yeah.
She's married to Stanley Greenberg, the legendary Democratic pollster. And I wrote about this at Human Events maybe 12 years ago, where she would raise a ton of, she's in a very safe district. She would raise a ton of money she didn't need, right? And then she would donate it to the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, the DCCC. And then the DCCC would pay her husband millions of dollars for polling. So I don't know if she's still got that laundering scam going, but just if I could recall back when I, was at Human Events. Great story I did.
So,
thank you.
Well, you do great work all the time, Neil W.
Thank you,
McCabe.
sir.
And I see you're sipping your coffee. So we'll share. I'm sipping
Yeah, just
coffee.
a couple of,
What kind of coffee?
just a couple of dudes having a coffee.
What kind of coffee do you have there this morning?
This is Folgers.
Oh, Folgers. Okay. Now,
Mrs. Olson used to recommend that.
You're from
to me every
Boston. I
day.
thought it might be Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, please.
Please. Now,
please.
Okay, I have a Michael Patrick Leahy Nostradamus prediction for the midterms of 2026. Can I throw it out
Please.
there? And Can I get the McCabe analysis of this prediction?
What I do?
It's what you do. Okay, so Neil, typically when a president of one party is elected, the midterm elections, where you have a lesser turnout, typically see in the House and in the Senate, the president's party typically loses seats, right? That's been
there's a drop off in turnout anywhere from 20 to 30%.
Right.
Maybe 40%. Some years 40%.
We're in a different world now. And here is my prediction. You ready? You ready? I think in 2026, we're going to reverse that. We're going to see more Republicans in the House, and we're going to see more Republicans in the Senate. And if you'd like to know why, all you have to do is look at that video of the purple-haired Rosa DeLauro talking like a complete knucklehead. And see, the problem is the Democrats are relics of the early 2010s, 2020s. They don't know the world has changed, and they're repeating the same boring things all the time. They think the American people are still as stupid as they were when the regime media controlled everything.
Yeah, so, she's like the witch who doesn't understand that her spells don't work anymore.
It doesn't work.
It's like 15 years ago we'd be like, oh, stumped, right? Yeah. And it's like, we're not stumped anymore. We figure like Republicans aren't the masters of wit and rhetoric, but after after a few cycles of getting our butts kicked, we can say, all right, maybe I have an answer for this.
So okay, so this is my prediction. And now you, sir, are the expert political analyst. You've been in D.C. for a long time. You know where the bodies are buried. You've got a good idea about what the future looks like. What do you think? Do you think my prediction will come true? Or
yeah, I think there's actually some. You could look at the actual statistics, and you'll see that what happened with the midterm in 22 was not characteristic of a first year midterm, and with the red wave that everybody was geeked up about, and I think you're seeing, because of the shifting loyalties and demographics and also geography that's happening in the country, I think you could very well see this. I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure Nixon had a pretty good midterm in 70. I don't know how he did on the House side, but I know he picked up some Senate seats, and Al Gore Sr. was defeated in Tennessee by Brock, who later became RNC chair. Yeah. And I believe part of the Brock candy fortune. Oh yeah. But yeah, it is possible. And I think that Trump can do it, because this is a first term, or it's a second term with all of the wisdom of it has all the wisdom of a second term, but all the fire and energy of a first term. It's a very strange hybrid, and I don't think anybody's ready for it. Certainly, I don't think Grover Cleveland's return to the White House was nearly as dramatic as this.
And of course, for all of you history buffs out there, Grover Cleveland was the only other non-consecutive term president in American history, elected first in, I think it was, 1884, defeated in 1888 by Benjamin Harrison, and elected
the grandson of William Henry Harrison.
That's right. And then elected in 1892. Now, interestingly enough, as you know, he was a Democrat. Actually, Grover Cleveland was the last Democrat president who wasn't, complete leftist. I suppose you could put JFK.
No, very gold standard, and the only Democratic president between Lincoln and Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, you're quite right. His second term was kind of a bust because of the Panic of 1893, which he got basically tarred with. But this is totally different. This is extraordinary. What was your phrase? Your phrase was excellent. It was the energy of the first term and
it was the energy of the first term, but the wisdom of a second term, right? The second.
Can you coin that phrase? That's an excellent phrase.
I just said it in my head. You do this to me. You Spock the synapses.
I Spock it.
You Spock the synapses.
By the way, McCabe.
Yeah.
We don't want to make your head get too big, but I'm hearing comments now on X, and I'm just going to read one of them to you.
Who is this freak?
No. Love McCabe on camera. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Sharp looking, I must say. And I will add also sartorially splendid today. You like that phrase?
Thank you. You like the gold tie my dear wife laid out for me. I said I'm going to be on with Michael Patrick Leahy.
You got to wear the gold tie.
I'll break out the gold tie. Gold tie.
McCabe, I think what I'm going to have to do here, Neil, is because now, I'm just in a regular, button-down Oxford
Well, it's
shirt.
casual Friday. Yeah, I know how you guys are.
But I think now, when we have you on Zoom, I am going to have to up my sartorial game. And what I will do is I'll wear the suit, the white shirt, but unlike you, I won't wear the gold tie. I'll wear the Tennessee Volunteer orange tie.
Very strong move.
Sharp.
Very strong.
Very sharp. Hey, are you going up to Washington?
Wicked shot.
Neil, are you going up to Washington, D.C. for the inauguration or any of those adventures?
Yeah. But I do want to say, when you were in Boston, did you start saying wicked pissa? Remember pissa?
No, we would always say
something was great. Be wicked pissa.
We gotta park the car in the yard, right?
So yeah, I've already booked my Airbnb for Washington D.C.
How much did it cost? Too much.
I'll just, in reality, I'll tell you what I had to do to pay for it. I sold a kidney. So but that's what you do if you either love this country or you don't.
So are you going to some of the inaugural balls on the 19th and the 20th even?
I'm going to try to get into the military ball.
They might let you in. They might let you in.
And I was there for 17 actually. It was the host was Tony Orlando.
Tony Orlando without Don.
It was great. I interviewed him afterwards, and I wrote it up for a website we used to call Breitbart.com.
I've heard of that operation.
I was very thrilled to cover that inaugural.
What do you want to cover this time?
I'd like to get into the military ball, and also I understand there's going to be a cryptocurrency sponsored luncheon Saturday at the National Press Club. And it's by the people who they built. You know about the 20-foot bronze statue of Trump?
Yeah, guys. Want to put that in the library or something.
So that team.
That'll be fun. Hey,
Neil.
A
friend of yours, Dustin Stockton, is running that luncheon.
Neil, I'm so sorry, but we are out of time.
This is an outrage.
We'll see you next week, Neil W. McCabe. Thanks for joining us.
All right.
See you, brother.
Have a great weekend, sir.
Okay. Too much fun. All right, we'll be back with more after this. I'm Michael Patrick Leahy.
My fellow Americans, I have to tell you about my good friends at D.T. McCall & Sons. They have furniture and appliances and a lot more. They've been family-owned in Middle Tennessee for over 100 years, and they're not going to rip you off. No hidden charges, no delivery charges, no charges for all of the crazy things. These are sick people at the lumber yards. These are very sick people. They charge you for cords and hoses and haul off. They charge you for all of these things. They call them hidden charges. Is the type of surprise that you don't want to see. It's like an October surprise, but it's worse. D.T. McCall & Sons, they're not going to do that. They're great people. They're going to give you a great deal. With locations in Lebanon, Carthage, Lafayette, Cookeville, and Franklin, D.T. McCall & Sons will give you the deal of your life. Check them out today or go to dtmccalls.com.
Impersonator not endorsed by Donald Trump.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
Welcome back. Hey, we've got some breaking news. I'll get to it in just a second. Two breaking stories that you're going to go, really? 615-649-8477. 615-649-8477 if you want to weigh in. Okay, remember now, they're in the last few hours of trying to put a continuing resolution together. The pork-laden 1,500 pages got shot down. A smaller version also got shot down yesterday. Now, breaking news from the Biden maladministration. How they do this exactly, no one knows, but we're supposed to be running out of money, right, tonight at midnight. Here is from Reuters, which, by the way, the Biden administration paid $300 million. For what? To do pro-Biden-friendly stories. That's from our buddy Mike Pence. Okay, here we go. This is breaking, just broke this morning. Exclusive. U.S. to announce final package of new arms for Ukraine in coming days. Guess what the price tag is? $1.2 billion. So as he's heading out the exits, Joe Biden is going to give another $1.2 billion to Ukraine. Here's the story. Mike Stone of Reuters writes this. The Biden administration will announce in the coming days its final Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative package, using up the remaining funds set aside, they claim, to buy new weapons for Ukraine. According to two sources familiar with the matter, the package includes air defense interceptions and artillery munitions, according to a third source. But the exact contents are expected when the package is announced in the coming days. The package will be worth about $1.2 billion. Okay, I've got one word for this. Impoundment. Don't send the money, Mr. President-elect. And speaking of and by the way, Tim Burchett, congressman from the 2nd District of Tennessee up in the Knox County, East Tennessee area, he said, what are you doing? We're trying to, we're in the last hours of trying to put this continuing resolution together. And this morning, this may be why Joe Biden and Kamala Harris raced to the White House last night. We got to jam this $1.2 billion to Ukraine in our last 30 days. Yeah, I know the government's going to run out of money, but we're going to give them another $1.2 billion. I don't know how they can do that, but that's what they're going to try and do. It is beyond crazy. Well, Tim Burchett, what are you doing? We have people living in tents in Western North Carolina, and FEMA is not approving money for them. And yes, you're giving $1.2 billion to Ukraine? It's utter insanity. Well, President Trump, we just heard from President Trump about all this just about 20 minutes ago. This is reported in justthenews.com. President-elect Donald Trump on Friday expressed a preference for letting a government shutdown begin under Joe Biden's tenure, if a shutdown must occur. Quote, if there is going to be a shutdown of government, let it begin now under the Biden administration, not after January 20th under Trump. Rather, this is a Biden problem to solve, but if the Republicans can help solve it, they will. Okay, I think we've got a pertinent comment from our buddy Stephen K. Bannon, who was out at the Turning Point USA AmFest in Phoenix. This was from late last night. Clip 8, Stephen K. Bannon. We'll see. I think this is on point.
And here's the, it's not about any one person. Clearly, Johnson's not up to the task, and he's got to go, right? He's got to go.
Should Johnson be Speaker of the House?
President Trump, these are your people. It's not just Johnson. Clearly, he has to go. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have what we call the right stuff, right? That combination of guts and moxie and savvy and toughness. What is the strength of our movement? It's resilience. What does Trump admire most? It's resilience. You can punch MAGA in the face, and they're going to get up off the canvas, and they're going to punch you back 3 times harder. This is what we've done.
Bannon loves going to these, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I don't know, he's wearing this sort of army jacket and the shirt, and he's walking around with a mic, and you get the sense he's about to ready to drop the mic at any point and walk off the stage. He is a political pugilist, if ever there was one, and a good friend of ours. Now, Trump's remarks about let this beyond Biden came after Republicans failed on Thursday to pass an abridged continuing resolution to avert a shutdown. The lower chamber was initially set to approve a 1,500-page bill that included Democrat giveaways, like, funding the Washington Commander Stadium in D.C. Elon Musk tweeted out, and then Trump and Vance said, no, we're not going to do that, not going to do that. Let me just say this. I'm fine if the government shuts down, because when it shuts down, it never really shuts down. It goes to like 80%. Just gives all the bureaucrats a 2-week vacation. So we'll see. Hey, when we come back, the great Roger Simon joins us in studio. I'm Michael Patrick Leahy.